and welcome to the Lovin Riyadh Show, where we talk about all things happening in Riyadh. I'm your host Rama, and we're here with a very special guest, content creator and nurse Florence.
Hi.
We're so happy to have you, Flo.
Thank you so much for having me, really.
It's a pleasure. Can you give us a brief description, introduction about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Florence. I'm from Scotland. I've been here, this will be my 5th year in Saudi. Wow. Yeah, and I'm really enjoying. I think my social media is getting quite a lot of attention just posting my experience here in Saudi.
Yeah, it really is. And I think you're a seasoned Riyadh local now after 5 years.
Yeah, Riri is home for sure.
Really, honestly. And you said you create content on TikTok mostly, right?
Yes, mostly.
So what got you started in this, you know?
So I used to post on my Snapchat a lot. Okay. And then my friends who were from here were like, you should get TikTok.
TikTok is like the new thing now.
Yeah, exactly. And I did. And I think I posted about loving the chas. My love for the chas. And then it went viral. And I was like, okay, actually, just the reaction, people are so nice. I was like, okay, I will continue with this.
Yeah. So, how long ago did you start?
A year ago.
Actually, it's okay.
So, a year ago.
Like, it hasn't even been that long and it blew up.
It really did. I just love that, the Saudi people, they understood my humor. So, yeah, just a year ago.
Do you think you have like a niche on social media, or do you just post whatever you want?
I literally just post a bit of everything that's going on here.
Yeah. So it's like whatever you feel like during the day.
Yeah, or if I see something interesting, or I'm like, I want to share a message, I will just post it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You're also a nurse.
I am.
So how do you balance that with I think you kind of do it as like a side thing, content creation.
It is. And people will always tell me, no, you should take it serious and do it more. But I really do. I love my job. Yeah. I love what I do. I love people. I love, especially here, there's so much to learn and things to do. And I say, I just post casually. It's not scheduled or anything. I'm like, I see something cool, I will just post it.
Do they overlap ever? Like your nurse career?
Sometimes in the morning before work, or, sometimes after work, I think about something. I remember I posted with one interaction I had with a child one time, which was really sweet. I spoke about that. So yeah, they do overlap. It's still part of my experience here.
Do people recognize you at work?
They do. They do. And I always feel really shy about it because, I keep them separate. Yeah. I do try to keep them separate and just maintain that professionalism at work. So sometimes my patients and my colleagues and even my boss is like,
oh, wow.
I see you talking about dates. About Galaxy dates.
Okay.
From Kasim. I'm like, okay. It always reminds me, you need to be mindful of what you're posting.
I mean, it's not like you're posting anything about work.
Yeah.
So, Exactly. So I feel like it's fine if it overlaps a little bit.
Yeah. And actually, everyone is always encouraging me and they're always really nice and joking about it. So it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since you moved to Riyadh, you've been here in Riyadh the whole time, right? Since you've been in Saudi.
I have.
Did you face any challenges when you first got here?
I think the biggest thing was, and I even remember the recruitment company, they tell, you have to dress like this and you have to be like this. Of course,
they tell you these things?
Yeah, they tell us a lot of things. But a lot of it, actually, when I came, I was like, actually, it's much more relaxed than I had expected it.
Yeah.
And I just remember in the first week thinking, wow, God is here. This was my biggest thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I just remember feeling the spiritual side, mostly, call to prayer, and the generosity in people. Yeah. Like within the first few weeks of that, I could see that. So I wouldn't say it was a challenge. For me, I'm an open person, so... And if you're coming to a new place, I do think, you should take the time to respect it, to learn about it.
For sure, yeah.
So I wouldn't say it was a challenge in such. I don't really think I've faced... I think my biggest challenge is to continue eating right. I feel like...
Okay, because the food here is
it's so social.
Yeah.
And at work, God, just have a chocolate,
and it's like most of this, like the socializing you do would be like going out to eat. Exactly.
Yeah.
And coffee, obviously.
Of course.
That's a big thing in Riyadh.
I didn't even drink coffee before. Now,
really?
Yeah, now I'm like, 4 p.m. coffee? Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, just today you've had like 2
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, yeah, sleep, who needs it?
Exactly. It's a big part of the culture here.
It is. It's a huge part of the culture. And
exactly.
I'm always amazed. You know, it'd be 6 p.m. Should we get a coffee? I'm like, how are you guys sleeping? They're like, oh, we drink coffee and we sleep.
You just get used to it. It puts you to sleep even, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really been, I think because the people are so kind, generous, and I would say open, like they're very accepting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really been a challenge to merge at all.
Would you say you had any misconceptions before you moved here?
Yeah, I mean, of course in the West, how we're taught about this side of the world, it's not great, not painted in
it's
a
not
good
the most
light.
accurate, I think.
And it's absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I think even when my family came to visit, my friends, I post on social, they're like, are you being serious? Even me. I was like, oh, it's going to be desert and, you know, and then I came and I was quickly humbled. I remember
humbled.
I was humbled. I came and I saw the hospital and I was walking around like, wow.
They're different to the UK hospitals. I realized that when I was there.
You really,
There's a huge difference.
I'm trying to be polite. But you really like, wow, the resources, wow, everything is here. You can feel the movement, you can feel that things are happening, the pride, all of these things, you can really feel it here. Yeah.
I remember realizing the hospitals here are like a bit more active than the ones in the UK. Like they're a bit more quiet, I think.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why, but actually how care is set up in the UK, we would go to our GPs first.
Yeah.
Our GPs are our first point of contact, even like pharmacy. Whereas here in the culture, it's like, you need to see a doctor, you go to the hospital.
Exactly. Literally.
Yeah.
It's just straight to the hospital.
Yeah, it's just straight to the hospital for anything. Headache, cold, I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Whereas we would go to our GP first, or pharmacist, or someone like that first.
Exactly,
so I think that's probably why it is more active here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what actually made you choose nursing as a career?
This is a good question. I just knew from a young age, I loved people. I love biology. I really love the sciences. I loved learning about the function of the body. So when I applied to uni, I actually applied to different courses related to that, like OT, being an occupational therapist, physiotherapy. And then when I went to the campus of my uni, Edinburgh Napier, I was like, actually, this one it had a nice vibe, had a nice energy.
Yeah.
So I went with nursing. And I think, sometimes we're making these choices, and then when you're in it, you're like, wow, I'm supposed to be here. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Also, my mother was a nurse. Yeah.
Okay.
I never really thought about this impacting it, but now I'm like, that impacted
it. Definitely did, even if you don't realize it.
Yeah. I think it was whilst I was doing it, I was like, wow, I was supposed to. Even with my name, Florence. I always think.
Oh my God. I was thinking that actually.
Yeah. And it's funny because, again, it was a patient or, my colleagues that would say that, oh, Florence, you're supposed to be in this line of work. Exactly. I just don't have a lamp. But.
Yeah. Should get one.
Yeah.
Do you ever dress up as her, like, for Halloween?
Actually, I haven't. Maybe I should.
You should.
Just like get a cloak and a little lamp and walk around in the hospital. I wonder if they would know my patients. Like,
I don't think they would. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Would they hear? But yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. So I graduated 2016 and then I was offered the position here in 2018, but I came 2020.
Okay, so how has working in Riyadh as a nurse shaped your experience of it?
I mean, here in Saudi, it's a completely different demographic, so we see different things. Each region, each nation have their ailments, their type of sicknesses. Here, people are like, things are changing. Health education is maybe different.
Yeah.
So we see a lot. I'd say I see so much more here. Completely different things that I would see in the population in the UK.
Yeah.
So this reason is why I'm still here, because it's constant learning.
Yeah.
Constant changes here. And that keeps you stimulated in your job. You know, things are changing. There's lots to do. There's a lot of opportunities. So
would you say, like, with the changes happening in the country, like in Saudi, nursing specifically is also changing, like the medical community?
Yeah, I would say it is. Even, you know, with doctors, we're all seeing different things. And I think as the country's changing, there's new, like the government, you see them pushing health education, so people can take charge of their health, you know. Again, with the spiritual side, you know, we say inshallah, but it's like we have to give it, you know, God help people who help themselves. So take your medication.
That's a great point.
So I think, like, now I see people, my patients, they come in and they do try. We give that health education, you know, especially with like pediatrics or because sometimes people come in and, you know, they constantly have like stomach issues, and maybe they won't piece it together. I'm like, what's your diet like? You know? Oh, actually I eat out every week, so
maybe that's why.
Exactly. But sometimes people just aren't conscious or don't have just that education, so we do a lot of those things.
But you mentioned the spiritual you know, part of the culture here. Do you think that there's actually, like, that actually impacts, like, the medical side of it?
100% it does. I mean,
compared to, like, back home, where that's not really much part of, like, the industry, really.
It's not. And it really does, in how we care as a team, how we care for our patients, how I think, you know, in the emergency, when, you know, someone's in a cardiac arrest, and how the doctors are even almost like silently pray, how the family are, you can definitely feel that spiritual side. And I do think it is, you know, the foundation of your faith, of how you carry yourself.
For sure.
And I always say, like, it's very obvious here, it's very prevalent, and I love how it's still preserved here. And still very much, okay, things are changing, okay, you know, things are opening, but you still see the culture.
The essence is still there.
It's still there. And this, even me, I'm like, please preserve this, because it's so nice to see.
I think that's like part of the whole plan, I think. To keep, you know,
keep
the
that
essence.
The heart. Yeah, it is. And definitely you can see it. In the hospital, you see it in just, I would just say, in just how we care. For each other. Even how the patients are with me. You know, they can see me sometimes running around. They will pour from their cup of coffee and give it to me.
Oh, that's so nice.
Honestly, you know,
that's so cute.
I spoke about this on TikTok. There was a boy, Turkey, and what did he give me? He gave me, it was like 10 riyals. What day was it? I don't know if it was in Ramadan or Eid. And he gave me 10 riyals in coins.
In coins?
In coins. And it was just the sweetest thing ever.
Why does he have 10 riyals in coins?
I think he got it from his mom.
That's
and
so
every single time that I see them, like, they're always just so kind and generous, and always have nice things to say.
Do you still have the coins?
I actually do.
Really?
I kept them. Oh. I like to keep things like this.
It's
a
nice reminder.
Very sentimental things, you know? But really they do. They will... They're very, very, very generous.
That's so cute. I like that you kept it, actually.
Yeah, of course. It's a nice thing.
Do you get a lot of these, like, gifts, like, on the job?
Yeah, you know, sometimes our patients they'll be really kind like that. You know, and get us coffee, things like that. So it's really, really nice.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Generosity, I always say it's there. Definitely.
Yeah, it's embedded in the culture.
It really is. It really, really is. It's really sweet.
So, since you're doing nursing and content creation, like, at the same time, do you see yourself pursuing both long term?
I do. For now, I'm enjoying my job, nursing. I'm enjoying it here, you know. I think my family and friends back home expected me to come back after 2 years.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, she'll be back. And I'm like, you guys come here. I wish I could tell them to come here. As for content creating, I mean, I will always share my experience. So I will continue for sure.
I mean, now that you've done it, I'm sure you have a taste for it.
So exactly. And I absolutely love it. I'm like, I need to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have no idea where to start, though. I'm always wondering how people, the structure of that, what that looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just comes naturally, maybe, like as you continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember the first thing you posted? Like the first TikTok you posted?
I do.
Yeah.
I was actually, I was about to go to work, and I was like, Sabah Riri.
I like how you call it Riri.
Yeah, honestly, and it just stuck. And now I just see all this other people are like, I love that you call Riyadh Riri.
I know. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be like Rihanna, but
right.
I think you've rebranded it.
Yeah, like Riyadh Riri.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that better because people sometimes call it Rio.
Yeah,
I've heard that a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think I prefer Riri.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start calling it that.
Yeah, dude. And then even my friends, when I speak to them, they're like, "So how's the weather in Riri?" So I think just being consistent with that, and just being myself, people really respond nicely to that.
Yeah, so, I'm sure. Yeah, it's obvious actually.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So have you traveled around Saudi much?
I have. So when I came here, the lockdown happened within like a month of being here. So
you came in 2020?
Yeah, I came in 2020.
Wow.
And again, I've had a lot of firsts in Saudi. So I remember, I worked on a ward that was the first one in the hospital to accept positive COVID patients. And I was like, oh, this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
To nurse in the pandemic.
Honestly, though, like, what a coincidence that you...
Yeah, I was so happy. I was so happy to be here because, things weren't great.
Yeah.
Especially in the hospitals there. And it was, in my opinion, handled much better here. It really was. Yeah, it was. I mean... Okay, we had curfew, but things were calm.
Yeah.
People weren't running to the stores to buy out all the toilet paper.
Yeah, I remember. I was there.
Because actually, we have the bidet, okay?
That's so funny because you were here and I was there.
And you were there.
At the same time,
Jeez.
yeah.
So I was just like, I can't relate.
Yeah. So people here were like, the whole toilet paper thing didn't happen here?
You could go to Lulu, you could go to Tamimi, all the fruit and veg, all the toilet roll you needed is there.
Yeah.
No one was panic buying. Like, as no one I knew anyway was panic buying. Everything was kind of calm. The streets were quiet.
Yeah.
There was time at work where nobody came because everyone was scared to come to the hospital.
Okay.
Like this. So there was a period where my boss was like, we'll reschedule your shifts. I spent the first few months just laying at the pool, getting a tan.
Living your life.
Yeah, literally. And then when things opened up within Saudi, I did. I traveled. I think the first place I went to was Jeddah, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a beach. I love to be by the sea.
Yeah.
Be where the sun is. So we went to Jeddah, Yambu, and Lodge. So we did the three. Like
the beachy kind of areas.
Exactly. Yeah. And I fell in love with Jeddah.
Really?
So now, anytime I have 3 days off, I'm like, I need some sun. I'm going to Jeddah.
Yeah, it's an easy one to get to, but I think the eastern province would be easier from Riyadh.
Yeah, I've been there too. I did that side. Sometimes I'll go to Jubail, so random. I've been there 3 times actually.
Yeah.
It's very quiet. And there's a nice hotel there. Just go.
All right.
And I just lay on the beach.
Do you drive there yourself?
No, I'll get the train actually, which is always such it reminds me of the movie The Mummy. And I
love that movie.
Me too. I used to watch it all the time.
So did I.
It really reminds me of that. Just being on the train and it's just all like desert around you.
Yeah. That's such a good point. I've never thought about that.
Yeah. I always think like Imhotep is gonna rise out the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I like to get the train.
Yeah.
The train there. But yeah. Actually, and sometimes when people are like, where from? Sometimes I tell them I'm from Jubail, especially if I'm at home. I'm like, I'm from Jubail.
Oh, you've just claimed Jubail there.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I've traveled around mostly. So I did the west side, and then I've done Dammam, Khobar, Jubail. I went to Taif as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I went to Hail. This time last year, actually, I went to Hail.
Really?
And Al-Ilah. My family came.
Oh,
and they were
so
like,
you all went together?
Yeah, and I was so surprised. They already had everything planned out for a road trip to Al-Ilah.
Oh, they did?
They did.
Okay.
They were telling me. I was in Saudi like, oh my God, I need to look out these things. Like, how do they know?
It's so much easier for you because you don't have the pressure of being the tour guide,
It wasn't. They were in a car. They knew we were going to stop in Hail for 2 nights. And this I was like, perfect, I'm coming. Passenger princess.
Yeah.
It was so nice. It was so nice, actually. And Al-Ilah was beautiful. And yeah, I'm always saying to people, think everyone has a perception of just Riyadh.
Exactly.
You know?
And like, just desert.
And
like
just desert and dry and hot. I'm like, no. I've been to all these places. I want to go south. Like, so I would love to go to Abha.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, where do you want to go?
I would like to go to Abha and Jazan.
Yeah, Jazan is so nice. So is Abha, really.
Yeah. I still haven't been there, so those are places I'd like to go to next. And
which is, I think like Abha, I don't know about Jizan, but Abha you could go during the summer, I think, because the weather would be a little bit nicer. Nice?
Okay, good.
I think so. Don't quote me on that, but yeah.
Yeah, I need to check it out. Yeah, and I haven't been anywhere yet in Saudi. Yeah, I think it was like October time, September. I went to Jeddah. Yeah, for some sun. That was the last time I traveled. Actually, no, maybe Bahrain's not in Saudi, but
I mean, it's so easy to get there.
And we did a road trip there.
Exactly.
It was actually really nice. Yeah. And also Qasim. How can I forget Qasim?
Oh,
the people
here.
Yeah, the people of Qasim were so nice to me as well.
Yeah.
I just, on a random Tuesday, decided I'm going to Qasim.
Okay. So what did you do there?
They had a dates festival.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're known for that.
Exactly. And actually, I posted a TikTok about drinking. I think it was like a Thursday. Just finished the gym, good vibes. Yeah. And I posted about my protein shake.
Yeah.
With dates from Qasim.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, you need to come. There's a dates festival we have. So I went. Just did a road trip and it was amazing.
So very impromptu, like it wasn't really planned.
It wasn't planned. It's like, let me just book something. And the next day I went and it was really nice. Yeah. And, they showed me around, like the people who were working there. I didn't even know there was all of these different type of dates, actually.
There's so many. So many, yeah.
My car
even I don't know them all.
Was full of Galaxy, because this one for me.
Yeah. It's like the second time you've mentioned it today.
Listen, obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. And now when I go home, everyone's like, where's my dates?
So you just
like constantly.
You take dates home with you?
I take dates home with me. Yeah. I do. It's so funny how, it's a nice the culture. And even there was a family from Riyadh. I think they're originally from Qasim. Yeah. They have farms there. They invited me to their house and
that's nice.
Literally gifted me so many boxes of dates. And this is what I mean about the generosity here. Yeah. That doesn't happen. That really doesn't happen. They're like, please come to our home. And it was just so beautiful. Introduced me to all the family and literally filled my car with dates. And now those dates are in Scotland. They're in London with my family. I have one box still in my freezer.
They went like all over the world.
They went all over the world, And it's such a nice experience that I'm having here. Yeah, honestly, so nice.
That's nice. It's like Saudi hospitality. Like that's a thing. Yeah,
exactly.
So you feel that?
Yeah. I said literally like the first week.
Yeah.
I think the first week I complimented someone in the hospital. Somebody, she's like, "Do you want it?" I was just like, "No."
Just have it.
Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, you can have it." I was like, "No." I was just like, "No." And then one of my colleagues, he was explaining to me, listen, like, someone likes something. And I was just like, wow, just the generosity. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, they're prepared to literally
take it off their back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm just like, wow. I just remember having this feeling, God is here. I see it, and I feel it in the people. And I'm thankful that's my experience here.
A lot of people say that actually, that they come here and they just feel that like a connection to the spirituality.
Yeah, you can really feel it here.
Exactly.
And it's definitely in the people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great. Actually, that's like such a nice experience.
Yeah, I'm thankful that I'm having this experience. Yeah.
So we'll go back to your social media content. What is, do you think, a weird or funny comment that kind of stuck with you that somebody sent?
That's a good question.
Or some kind of reaction to like a video you posted.
I think recently I posted about the winter thobe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just how like it just looks so good, and I was like, yes, long. Let the winter be more so we can see it. Yeah. I love when you see the winter attire, and someone commented like, these are our. Or no, she said, I will tell my husband not to wear it. It's winter thobe then. And it was just, everyone was just commenting under it. It was just so hilarious. I was like, okay, yeah.
What do you think about like the winter thobes and like the different abayas that people wear here?
when it is winter, you can tell everyone has been waiting the whole year
just to wear
for the fashion.
Exactly.
You can tell everyone's outside in their jackets, and the jacket over the thobe probably doesn't even match. But they're like, yeah, or the gilet. I don't know what that.
The farwa?
No, like the vest one. You know the one the guys wear.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what that's called, but you can tell everyone has been waiting, and then the ladies come out in the velvet, like
the velvet abayas, yeah. Those are like a thing here.
With the matching headscarf?
Yep. People really do wait like the entire year to wear the winter clothes.
Yeah. The winter fashion here, I do love it.
Have you like embraced it?
Yeah. My farwa comes every time I go home to Scotland. My farwa is with me. And then I'm in Scotland, I was like, oh, I love your coat. I love your jacket. I'm like, it's a farwa.
Yeah, it's not a coat. It's a farwa.
I'm like, it's a farwa. And I'm thinking, I should start a business. Because, I mean, it snowed. The last time I was home, it was snowing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I posted about this too. I was like, it can be snowing. It can be -1 degrees. When you have your farwa,
it really does keep you warm. Like, and not in like an annoying way where you feel like something's heavy on you.
Yeah, it was just really nice. So
yeah,
I would say I've embraced it. I love the fashion things, you know. And again, it was this misconception of coming here. Oh, you have to be covered. You cannot do this and that. And I love my abayas. I go home and my friends are like, please send us some.
They're nice. So,
it's
like
really
a nice way to like.
They really, really are. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely been embraced, the culture here. Yeah. And it's beautiful.
Yeah,
especially, you know, like on Saudi Day, the national days, seeing all the traditional clothing. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. So the founding day just passed. Did you do anything special?
So I went to the Saudi Cup, actually, the horse racing, which was really amazing. Seeing all the traditional wear there. And again, everyone was so friendly. Yeah. Everyone was so friendly. I was like, can I take a picture? And the men were like, and the women were like, you know, everyone just looked so amazing. Yeah. It was really, really nice. Again, the pride here. Yes. You know, you see it, the flags in the street, the flags on the cars, just the absolute pride that this country has. Me and my friends from back home are always saying like, wow, you go out and you feel the buzz, you're just like,
and everybody's like connected with their pride, so you feel like you're like part of something.
Exactly. And it's just so nice. Honestly, we were driving back and we're just like, wow, what a day, like how amazing. It was my first time even going to races here, horse racing. I mean, that's huge in the UK, and it was just so amazing to see the organization of things, of the event. Again, everyone just walking around, enjoying the day in their traditional, the women, the men, everyone, even the children. Yeah. Oh, it's just so sweet.
It's so really cute to see the little kids walking around in their costumes.
Honestly, they're so cute, and they even have that pride, you know.
Yeah. So, it's embedded, like from when you're a child. I think. So which is so nice.
This is so nice. I'm like, I feel so many things. I'm like, I wish we had this in the West.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit display. It's not delusional, but
no, I get you. Yeah. So since you've been here, have you learned the language? Is there something that you say a lot?
All the time. This is my. See, when I go into I'm introducing myself. I can do the introduction. I'm like, Assalamu alaikum, kif halik, kullu tamam.
Oh, okay. That's a perfect introduction. You know? Yeah.
This is it. And I learned from just listening to people, especially the men at work, how they greet. We have this one coordinator, Abdulaziz. I call him Aziz.
Okay, yeah, that's the nickname.
And he is very animated. Chef Barak. He's even like, Florence, how are you? Just how he speaks and how the men are and how they greet each other. Yeah, you know, just listening to that, I was just like, wow. There's so much love in that.
Yeah, and they do like the kiss thing.
Yes, and they're like, and they're like shaking hands and like hold their hands. I'm like, wow, this is so nice. Yeah.
So you learned like these like
the greetings, and of course, you know, just medical things is probably my main vocabulary, having to speak to people at work.
Okay.
I think just easy things, but can I speak it fluently? I wish. Sometimes I can follow a conversation with picking out keywords,
Yeah, but do you have like a plan to learn?
I really should take classes. When I came, there were supposed to be classes, but then everything got shut down.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Exactly. And actually, one of my close friends, he's doing lessons, and he's like, please do lessons. Now he can tell me all the numbers and tell me the letters. I was like, I need to get involved. I do. I need to.
Yeah.
I need to learn it more.
I mean, do you plan on staying for a while?
I really do. You know, I say like Saudi, Riyadh, it is very much home. It is very much home.
Yeah.
And again, the people, the experience I'm having with work and things, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy here.
Yeah.
I am.
Would you ever move to Jeddah since you love it?
Because I love the beach.
Yeah.
You know, I think, and actually, we do have a hospital there. There's hospitals there in Jeddah. So that is a good question. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this would be so nice if at the weekend I could just go to the beach.
Yeah.
Just after work, I'm going to the beach. I always say, they're building everything in Riyadh but a beach.
Exactly.
Imagine. And
I think they should do that somehow.
I'm sure. One thing, if Saudi said they're going to do something, they do it. So I'm like, please, build us a beach.
Yeah.
We
would like a beach in Riyadh.
Okay? Yes, please.
Put that on the record.
Please, kindly, sir, build the beach.
Build the beach. But yeah, I agree. Like, I think that's the one thing that would be like missing in Riyadh.
Right.
Yeah.
Just some kind of water activity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be nice, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
I think there's swimming pools and stuff though. We do swim a lot, but for sure I'm like, okay, I'm going to Jeddah or I'm going to the east. I need a tan.
Yeah. But I think in Riyadh there's like other things that are like for example, you go out to do you ever do that where you go to the desert and like build a campfire?
Yes. And actually I love this. For my birthday this year, I said to my friends, the one thing I would like to do is cut my cake in the desert. And that is exactly what we did. We got the quad bikes.
Love those.
Oh my gosh. You know, so we went with like a tour guide and he, bless him, he did the whole barbecue for us. He made us like, I think it's kofta.
Yeah,
He made us a nice salad. I'm obsessed with fattoush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, obsessed. And it was just so nice. Hummus. I got my cake. Mango cake from Annie and Danny. That's my absolute favorite.
The best.
Yes, it's my favorite
it's
cake.
The best, yeah.
And my friends like just surprised me, and it was just such a nice setup. And even when my family came, we spent hours at the Red Sands.
Yeah.
We spent hours there just on the quads, like seeing the sunset there is just so beautiful. It really is just fun. We do that a lot, especially in the winter time.
Do you like roast marshmallows?
And
things like that?
And it was just so nice. We did a lot of those things where we have like little barbecues and things.
I think that's the beauty of Riyadh. Like that's one of the nice things. Like there's no beach, but you can go out to the desert.
There's other terrains. You can you can go to the desert.
Yeah.
And it's very, very nice actually. I'm like, the one thing I need to do, I need to drive a chas in the desert. Friends are like, you can just rent one. I'm like, no. I want someone to lend me their chas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a goal for this year.
It is. So this year, I'm like, I will. Because, you know, sometimes you go to the desert and they're driving up the sand dunes.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask someone, like, I want to drive a chestnut, please.
You want to drive it, though?
Yeah,
that's
I know.
So scary.
We learned in manual. In the UK, we learned
that's
manual.
true.
So
that's true. Yeah, so you could do
like,
that.
I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this. So I really do.
So that's a goal.
That's a goal.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully you will, and you'll take us with you.
Yes, absolutely. Please.
Yep. Okay. So this is the last question. Is there anything that, surprised you about Saudi when you first moved here?
I think for me the biggest thing, and it's what keeps me here, is the absolute the kindness of people. Even when I'm just out in the street, people come up to me and be like, oh, what the hell, what? Or like they will just outwardly show just so much love and generosity. And again, how it's painted in the West, the women are all suppressed, and I'm like,
you come here and you're like,
I was like, they're so respected and looked after. My family came here last year, and my cousin, she was like, I love that the women bathroom is away. If I want to sit and have privacy, we have that.
Exactly.
Like it's a respect thing. It's you are valued thing.
Yep.
It's such a privilege actually, and to see how to see the difference in how, oh, they can't drive. It's like, no, well, why would they need to drive? They have brothers. They have a driver.
Yeah.
I'm like,
we're like,
can we have this?
It's like princess treatment here.
You know, it really is.
Yeah.
And mashallah, you take care of yourself and you go to the spa and everyone has beautiful hair and everyone is looking great.
Yep.
This, honestly, when I tell people this, I'm like, no, honestly, I'm trying to be as entitled as a Saudi woman. I'm just like, I love it. And you're all in business and all ambitious. And no, these are great things and I love to see it.
Yeah.
Really, really, I do love to see it.
And you just didn't expect it when you first
came? Because honestly, the things that we're like told, and also, you know, with a recruitment company, you can't do this and you have to cover and don't wear bright colors. And my first abaya was like, I think of, it was just so plain because I was almost like they have a fair. My family like, oh my gosh, you're going to Saudi, and like they think it's a war zone or something.
Yeah.
And I came and I was I came out the airport and I was like humbled. I was just like, okay, yeah.
You're like, yeah, it's actually not what I thought.
The complete opposite.
Yeah.
And so many people I know that come here, you know, my friend's mom and little brother, they just visited, and the little brother, he's like 12, he's going to be 13, and he's like, oh, can we come back? You know, my little brother is the same. He's actually looking for jobs out here.
Really?
Yes, he is. He's like, yeah, like, people come here and they love it. There's something here that does draw people here. So.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because I've heard this a lot. So like, it doesn't surprise me. But I think when you're living outside, you don't really think about.
You don't know. Yeah. Because it's not a place. Like, it's just recently opened up. Yeah. Now I go to London, I even see the Visit Saudi, you know, adverts. I see
we have it
there. Yes, it's there. It's in the papers. I think before, you know, if you're going to do something, you can visualize it. Yeah. I didn't have any idea about Saudi apart from the desert. Yeah. So when I came here, again, I was quickly surprised. Yeah. Quickly surprised. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
So that's all the questions we have. Thank you so much.
No, honestly, thank you so much for having me.
It was
a
pleasure.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.